let's see, are we recording? Okay, hey Tim. Just thought it would be faster for me to walk you through this via screencast. I'm going to move as quickly as I can. So you're probably looking at something like I am, and if you notice, there are a white day and a blue day folder. Those are where my classwork is stored, but inside this root folder, there's a spreadsheet showing the actual learning targets for this unit, which involves the first two lessons in the Hillocks book, the first two, what would you call it, murder, whodunit mysteries, as well as well, let's see here, an intro to the unit, 50 words on evidence sort of thing that I had them do. But if you click into one of the days, let's say the white days here, you'll see that there are two cases, lunchroom murder case. We'll take a look at that one because this one's really fleshed out. And in here, I've got a bunch of student work, okay? We've got something here I'm going to get rid of while I'm looking at it. And where is it? The one that I made. Here we go. Lunchroom murder scenario, white days. So in this document right here, Tim, what I've done is taken everything out of Hillocks' book and put it into a single Google document. This way I can link to it from whatever learning management system I want to use. So if it's Canvas, if it's Edline, or whatever. My current Posterous site, which I'm going to be deprecating this coming weekend. So in this document, I have them read the scenario, and I instruct them, if they see any words that they don't know, to mark them up, and I'll give them a Puma paw if they define them in the margins. Then I quickly get, so there's the narrative for this story from Hillocks, and there's the very familiar photo of the lunchroom murder scene. And as they go down, there's instructions. You'll have to observe the details carefully. There's enough evidence, so forth and so on. Use the same process as the slipped or tripped case, where I taught them that evidence plus rules equals conclusions, okay? And so I set up 3 blank similar documents right here, and I'm going to open one of those and show you what it looks like. It's just a 2-column table, so basically it's a T-chart of evidence and rules, and I assign each, I systematically choose teams. I gave them different like investigative names, like the IMPD, the FBI, or the Los Angeles SWAT team. That was one of their ideas. And so we teach them how to write, how to document evidence, and then how to write a rule based on that evidence, and how evidence are just facts from the data set gathered, but rules that are relevant to the case, but rules are generalizations and so forth. And I have them in their teams make a bunch of these. Then I have that's the group work part of the assignment, and they can write notes at the bottom if they want to. But basically, I want them to have a evidence set, so that when they come back to the instructions here, they know to move on to the investigation questions and the student's example report, and then afterwards get to work on their own their own report. So here are the questions, again, straight from Hillocks, and 6 questions. So I encourage them to read through those. If not, we read them out loud and we ponder them out loud. And then I encourage them to take a look at this actual student sample, also from Hillocks, but I doctored it up using one of the cool Google fonts that people don't know exists, but it looks like handwriting, and I kind of like that, and I thought it broke up the document a little bit. So they know to create a new document inside this folder here, and as soon as they do, it shares it with everybody, which plays in later, not just for grading, but for peer editing. And so I get a folder for this entire assignment, okay? And if you back out in the white days, you'll see I also have one for the slipped or tripped example, which we did first. And there are a lot missing in here, so I'm a little disappointed in that. But that's basically it. So that's the one scenario. If we can just keep doing this through the entire Hillocks book, and then we end up just sharing, this folder, this folder right here with each other, well, I just think ultimately we can, have stuff that we can repeat, especially if we save these things as templates inside of Google Docs, which is another lesson I'll show you later. That's what I got.